Okay, hello everyone. I welcome you to the study of Dement and Kleitman in the AS level, Sleep and Dream. Okay, I'm trying to make this video very short in response to the needs of my students. Okay, so I'll be moving very fast. Okay, so what is the study aim? The general aim is to investigate the relationship between eye movement and dreaming. Okay, eye movement, dreaming, dream content, and some other things. All right, so specific aim one, does dream recall differ between REM, okay, and NREM stage of sleep? Is there a relationship between the REM and NREM stage of sleep? Another one is there a positive, okay, rather, is there a relationship between the dream recall in REM and dream recall in NREM? So which one would be better? All right. Um, do not forget that people actually dream mostly in the REM. However, when they are woken up in the REM, we don't remember more. Or when they are woken up in the NREM, we don't remember more. We'll try to find that out. Is there a positive correlation between estimated dream duration and REM period? So if you wake someone up after spending like 5 minutes in the REM stage, you wake him up, will he be able to remember his dream? I mean, will he be able to subjectively rather estimate his dream correctly? Okay. Um, so when you wake someone after 10 minutes into REM, and then, okay, how long do you think you've been dreaming? Will you be able to say 10 minutes, or will you be able to say maybe 50 minutes? They want to see the level of human to be able to effectively, subjectively rate how long they've been dreaming. Okay, comparing it to the numbers, or let me say the hours or minutes spent in the REM. Okay, the third aim is our eye movement related to the dream content. So the movement of our eyes, are they related to the dream content? Okay, that is whatever it is we are dreaming about. Now, what is the hypothesis? One, there will be a significant association between REM, sleep, and dreaming. Okay, REM, sleep, and dreaming. When you have REM sleep, then you should be able to dream. Hypothesis two, there will be a positive correlation between estimated dream duration, that is the estimate you make how long you think you've been dreaming, and how long you've been spending in the REM. Hypothesis three, there will be a significant association between eye movement pattern and dream content. Okay, I will explain all the REM thing soon. Okay, background, we have EEG. What is EEG? That is electroencephalogram. Okay, this is used to measure the brain wave. It helps us to know if you are having NREM sleep or REM sleep. What is REM sleep? REM sleep is a sleep where your eyes will be moving while you're sleeping. Okay, that's REM sleep. NREM sleep is where there will be very, very minimal or no movement of the eyes when you're sleeping. All right. So it is believed that when people sleep and their eyes are moving, that is the time they are dreaming, which is the REM stage. EOG, on the other hand, it measures the direction of the eyes. If it's going up or sideways or downward. Okay. So I'm going to explain the REM now. So REM, the rapid eye movement phase. Okay, participants woken up during the stage. According to Iserinsky study in 1955, revealed that when we experience REM sleep stage, participants woken up during this time reported more visual dreams. Okay, when we were woken up around this time. Okay, NREM, which is stage 2 sleep. Okay, non-rapid eye movement phase with less dream. So people tend to dream less. If they dream at all, it's very, very minimal. Okay, and there is also minimal activity in the brainwave when they measure the brainwave around this time. Okay, REM sleep stage 3. All right, this shows that we have different REM. Okay, these are not the stages of sleep. Okay, I'm just trying to use this for different levels of, let me say, different results that was found in the study. All right, so the cycle, when you move back from one NREM to REM stage, now people can also experience what they experience here. All right, and then the NREM stage, Okay, it is similar to this. So people move from this cycle until they wake up, and people often wake up after having NREM. So when you sleep, you go to REM. Actually, you move to you move to NREM when you sleep. You move gradually to NREM stage, no movement. Then you move to the first REM stage, where you're going to probably have your first dream. Okay, you move gradually to NREM, you move to REM to NREM again until you wake up. All right, so moving forward. Now, research method used in the study. Okay, it was a laboratory experiment. Okay, all right, using different methodological approach for each aim. There is correlation for another aim. Now, dream recall analysis. Okay, they examine dream recall differences between REM and NREM. Okay, what they did is actually a repeated measure. They wake you up, you sleep in a laboratory like this. They wake you up when they notice that um, your brain activity is reading that you are currently in the REM. All right, so they try to wake you up. Can you remember your dream? All right, and when it also, you go back to bed, if you can remember, you narrate your dream, whatever, and then you go back to bed. When they notice you are under the NREM again, your brain wave is recording that from the meter. They wake you up. Okay, can you remember your dream, or you've forgotten? So now you might want to ask the question, what if the participant did not dream? Actually, we dream every night. All right, the reality is that people forget their dreams a lot, especially when you wake up during the NREM. Okay, we'll get into that. All right, so sleep stage, IV, waking up time. They can wake you up, either the participants, either during REM or NREM, even both. They wake them up both. So DV in this situation is the dream recall. Will you remember your dream or not? So duration of the correlational study. Um, for this one, they calculated the estimate of the dream length and then the estimate of time you spent in your REM. So if you've spent 5 minutes, they wake you up after 5 minutes in your REM, and then they ask you, how long do you think you've been dreaming? Will you be able to effectively and subjectively estimate how long you think you've been dreaming? Okay, so they'll ask you two questions when they wake you up after 5 minutes. How long do you think you've been dreaming? 5 minutes or 15 minutes? So whatever you say, we determine if you're right or wrong. If you say 5 minutes, that means you're right, because you were woken 5 minutes into REM. And then they can also wake some people after 15 minutes into REM, and then they ask them, how long do you think you've been dreaming? 5 or 15? So whatever you say, if you say 5, you're wrong. If you say 15, you're right. Okay. Now, eye movements, which is the third aim now. This is a natural experiment by putting the EOG machine on their eyes when they sleep. So the EOG machine measures the movement of the eyes, and then they want to see if the content of your dream relates to that movement of the eyes. For example, if you're throwing a basketball, which is your dream content, which is believed you'll be looking up and down, then the eye movement should be also going up and down. Right? Okay, so the sample, how many people were used? They had 9 people in total, 7 male and 2 female. However, uh, 5 people were studied in detail because 2 people stopped after the first night, and then 2 people stopped after the second night. So 4 people stopped at some point. They stopped coming to the laboratory. Okay, but 5 people were studied in detail. So five main participants spent average of, or let me say between 6 to 17 nights. They kept coming back every night to the laboratory. All right. So, and then they spent approximately 50 to 77 times awakening. All right. So they woke them up averagely, I think, about 7 times per night. So imagine that's very stressful, though. Additional participants, 4 spent only 1 and 2 nights. All right, I mentioned that earlier. Identification participants were identified by their initial. So they did not use their full name. They recorded their data using initials. So do you remember the research method that talks about? That is confidentiality. Do not disclose the information of the participant except they gave you the consent to do so. All right. So procedure. They are to arrive at the laboratory. Participant reported to the lab before their personal bedtime. Okay, that shows that they are trying to replicate the reality in their natural setting as much as possible. So come before your normal sleep time. So it depends on you now, the time you sleep to come earlier, just a little before that time. All right, diet. They ate their normal diet, but were asked to avoid caffeine, okay, and alcohol, which could affect their sleep pattern. So they ate their normal diet, they're trying to replicate the natural environment. Sleep environment, they slept in a dark, quiet room. So this is a control condition too. So nothing is affecting their sleep pattern. Equipment setup, they add 2 EOG electrodes near their eyes, okay, 2 to 3 EEG electrodes on their scalp. So EEG, don't forget, measures the brain wave, which helps us know if they are in REM or NREM stage. EOG measures the eye movement, the movement of the eyes. All right. So procedure, waking participants, waking method. There was a doorbell that was used for everyone, which is good for standardization. Everyone. All right. So can you see an example? This is not exactly how it looked, but EOG will look like this. The places around the eyes to measure the movement of the eyes. All right. So this was used to wake participants either at REM stage or NREM stage. All right, the timing, all participants were woken up when an eye movement pattern lasted for at least a minute. Okay, when there was eye movement, you could see eye movement for at least, that's the minimum, a minute. Okay, it can be more than that anyway. Return to sleep. Everyone returned to sleep in less than 5 minutes. Okay, as soon as they wake up, they record the content of their dream in a tape recorder. Okay, and first of all, they state whether they've been dreaming or not, and then they record the content of their dream, and then they go back to sleep in less than 5 minutes. So they don't delay them. You just wake up, you do what you have to do, and then you go back to sleep again. They wake you up again with the doorbell, you do what you have to do, and you go back. All right, so the procedure, you wake up, they were woken up at various times to test their dream recall, which is either REM stage or NREM stage, to test if they remember their dream. Record dream narrative recorded on a tape recorder. I said that earlier. Question, they were asked if they had a dream or not. So actually they are believed to have a dream because once they pass one particular REM before they wake them up, so just believe they had a dream. Now if they recorded not having a dream, that means they probably forgot their dream. Okay, now, and if they did not, then they recorded it that they did not have a dream. Did not have a dream. Now, criteria, dream only counted if the recall was clear. If you claim you had a dream and then you were not clear with your description, then there's a possibility that you're trying to be creative with your dream. So it won't be counted as a dream recall. It will rather be you forgot your dream. Now, waking up time, participants were woken up either 5 minutes or 15 minutes into the REM stage. So those that were woken up during REM stage, it is either 5 minutes or 15 minutes into it. Now they were to guess how long they've been dreaming, 5 or 15. All right, so and then they narrate the content of their dream. If the content of the dream also matches the 5 minute duration, all right, that means they are estimating well. If the content of the dream seems a little heavy and matches the 15 minute, then that means it is also correct. Okay, so eye movement detection, which is the aim 3. All right, there was EOG around their eyes, but participants were woken up and then they reported their dream, so they can now measure if the content of the dream relates to the eye movement pattern that the EOG recorded. Okay, so the result, REM occurrence, all subjects showed REM every night. Okay, everyone showed REM every night. REM pattern varied per individual. The pattern varied for each individual, but each individual had a regular REM pattern. Okay, that is REM, NREM, REM, NREM, they moved from there. Okay, now dream interval, 92 minutes was the average time gap between different dreams. The range was 70 to 104 minutes. That is between one REM and another REM stage. Okay, so it can be between 70 to 104 minutes. Okay, but averagely 92. Now, REM length, how long will they spend in that REM stage now? Okay, the average REM length was 20 minutes. Okay, and then it ranged from 3 to 20 to 50. So I think there was a particular participant that spent just 3 minutes in the REM stage, and then from there moved to NREM again. Okay, now sleep stage transition. Those woken up in NREM return to NREM. Okay, those woken up in REM went to NREM. The only situation when you wake someone in REM and sometimes did not go back to NREM is at the final stage of the sleep. Okay, like I said earlier, we have different REM during the sleep cycle. You can experience up to 4 REM in a sleep cycle just for one night. So if you wake the participant up early during the sleep, okay, in REM, you will often go back to NREM. But at the later stage, okay, there is a possibility that when you wake the person up, it might go back to REM again. So this might happen if you feel you've been dreaming, you wake up, you sleep again, and then you continue that dream. That might be the situation. Okay, so REM result dream recall. So REM dream recall, awakening from REM. Now when participants were awakened during REM, they recall their dreams 152 times, and then they forgot their dreams 39 times. So when they were woken up in NREM state, they remember their dream 11 times, and then they forgot their dreams 149 times. That shows that when you wake participants up around the stage, most of the time they will remember their dream. Okay, and when you wake people up around the stage of their sleep, most of the time they will forget their dream. So the reason people forget their dream now is because naturally, when you look at the sleep cycle, people wake up after having NREM. From NREM, then to waking up. Okay, so when people wake up around this stage, they tend to forget their dreams, and then they will think that they don't dream, whereas in actual fact, they dream. So if you want people to remember their dream, wake them up during an REM stage, then they will remember their dreams more. Okay. uh, Dream duration estimation. Okay, 5, how will they be able to objectively estimate how long they've been dreaming? Now, were they able to do that correctly? Now, for 5 minutes into REM, they were woken up. The 45 times they got it right, that they've been dreaming for 5 minutes, and then for 6 times they only made a mistake, that they've been dreaming for 6 minutes. I mean, they've been dreaming uh, they got it wrong. They choose 15 minutes here. Okay, when they wake them up 5 minutes into REM, okay, and then they will ask, how long do you think you've been dreaming, 5 or 15? If they say 5, then they are correct. So they got that 45 times, and then they choose the wrong answer just 6 times. All right, when they were woken up 15 minutes, so they got that 78 times, and then they got that wrong 22 times. Okay, and there was a positive correlation between, let me check the data again. Hope I did not make any mistake there. uh, Quickly. Okay, rather I think okay, it is 47 and 13. Okay, this is rather 47, yeah, and 13. I made a mistake around there. Okay, there was a mistake with this result here, but please, I will correct it just after this video. Okay, this is when they woke them up around 15 minutes. This is rather 47 times, and then this is 13 times that they got it wrong. Okay, so there was a positive correlation between REM duration and words in the recall. So when people were woken up, they were able to recall their dream well in the REM, and then the narrative of this dream were collected and 26 were omitted due to poor recording. Thus, we had one to be okay. So that is, by the way. All right, so generally for this, please, I'll correct this just after the slide. I mean the video. Okay, this is actually 47 and this is 13. So which means that people were able to correctly estimate their dreams. Okay, moving on. Result, eye movement and dream content. Okay, now vertical eye movement. An example of the dream is standing at the bottom of a tall cliff and operating a hoist. Okay, you're standing at the bottom of a cliff and then you're operating the hoist. So which means you'll be looking up and down, because you're standing at the bottom and then you're operating. So another dream under this is actually climbing a ladder. All right, climbing a ladder. Another person also had such dream. Another dream I think as well is playing the basketball. Yeah, someone also recorded playing a basketball. Okay, for horizontal movement, someone saw two people throwing tomatoes at each other. So you'll be looking to the left and right as they are throwing. So the eyes was moving horizontally. This is another dream that was recorded by the participant. Another dream that was recorded vertical and horizontal movement, talking to people and then standing close to them. So it's more like having a group discussion. So the eyes were going up, down, left, right, vertical and horizontal movement, and then little to no movement, watching something at a distance. Okay, you know, when you're looking at something at a distance, your eyes barely move, or let me say, it barely makes significant moves. All right. So conclusion: dreams occur during REM sleep only. All right. Okay, but however, there is a possibility that dream can also uh, uh, occur in NREM, though we might not rule that out entirely. Okay, now dreams reported from NREM sleep are from previous REM episode. Okay, I believe we got that. So it is the dream that spill over from the previous REM episode, not exactly in the REM. So much study can be done on that to validate this, though. All right, so dream duration, estimated dream duration, and REM period length are very similar. So thus it shows that dreams are not instantaneous events, but rather experienced in real time. Okay, so people can be able to subjectively and effectively estimate how long they've been dreaming. So they have the brain can tell them that, okay, I think you've been dreaming for 5 minutes, and then they've actually been dreaming for 5 minutes. So there is this reality in us as humans. Eye movement and dream content. Eye movement correspond to where and what the dreamer is looking at in the dream. Hence, it explains that they are not random events. Okay, so strength of the study, there is high reliability. It is reliable because it's in a laboratory experiment. Things were controlled. They used doorbell, okay, to wake people. All right, they use EOG, EEG to record the information. So this can be easily replicated. They avoid demand characteristics. Okay, participants were not told whether they were woken up in REM, okay, or NREM, because they could use this to guess that they are dreaming, whereas they were not dreaming. You know, they try to reduce that possibility. Okay, validity exhibits validity as the detail recorded focused on dream. Okay, the definition of dream had been operationalized as asking participants to choose between 5 or 15 minutes. Okay, help to reduce participant variables such as ability to guess right. Okay, some people might not be able to guess, but they reduce it to just 5 or 15 minutes in the dream duration, so that can help them to select the right answer. Okay, but do not also forget they might also guess, they might not really know, they might just be guessing and then it happens to be right. So they didn't include enough options. You can evaluate that and talk about that as a weakness, though. Now, quantitative data such as brainwave, eye movement pattern are good. They are objective, you know, free from bias and the likes. All right, now weakness, there is subjectivity as well. Okay, participants can lie about the length. Maybe they can be smart enough to create a content for their dream. All right, limited sample size. The sample was too small. Just 5 people were studying in detail, and it's not even well represented. We had 7 male, 2 female. Not good enough. Potential distress, waking people at different levels. And do not forget, WD was also deceived. He was told that he will be woken up during the um, REM stage alone, whereas it was woken up both in REM and NREM stage. So if you want more information on that, you can check my other video. It's a little longer than this though. All right, but you will get a full detail there. The last one is lack of ecological validity because they use the laboratory setting, so it might not reveal the reality of the situation. Now, nature versus nurture in dreaming. Dream content relates to our experience, so it is a product of nurture, our experience, something we grew up to know about. You know, what you see in your dream are not abstract things, right? They are things that you've seen in your surroundings. You see human beings, you see people that you are familiar with, or you know, there are things that you can connect it with in your natural environment. So it's what you have grown to learn. Now, nature, however, the ability to dream is a product of nature. So you can use this to support the nature side of the debate. All right? Okay. Implication of the study, it helps us to understand sleep cycle. Okay. It gives us an understanding of the dream research, sleep disorders, okay, cognitive science, okay, all that. All right. So future research, you can go through all this to create more research on it. Okay. Ethical consideration, informed consent, okay, privacy protection, they protected the privacy, participant comfort. All right, you can try to improve all this in another research if you want to carry out something. Okay, impact of sleep science. All right, I won't be talking much on all this, but you can pause it and then try to go through if you want. Okay, so conclusion on the study of Dement and Kleitman. All right, they are pioneer researcher. Okay, they introduce a lot of method. They have lasting impact. Okay, and then it gives future direction. All right, so that is it. Thank you very much. I hope this video is helpful. I hope it gives you an understanding of the Dement and Kleitman study and help you to facilitate your reading on the content. So thank you very much and goodbye. Please also try as much as possible to like my videos, subscribe to my channel. Okay, so bye.